Hello, hello. So, guess what? First of all, welcome to Crafting and Cruising. When you get on, let me tilt you back a little bit. Please say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. And if you watch the replay, please tell me you're watching the replay, where you're watching from. I was going to get on here tonight, as you know, and finish the tray we started today, which I can't even find now. Let me grab it. And do a couple of other simpler crafts. Here's the tray we started today. And I was going to paint the outside, which I did, and the bottom. I have not waxed them yet. Therefore, I can't resin yet either. I also started a couple of other projects. And then I was invited to dinner by some of our crafting group. So I went and had a delightful time meeting some new friends and crafting with some old friends, not old in age. Home Sweet Create, my sweet Jen, how are you? I love you. And I can't wait to see you in Oklahoma City. I was showing the tray that I started today that I got from Goodwill. And on my live today, Jen, I painted it white and then waxed the inside and glued leaves on that I have found. They're all found leaves. So I told them I was going to do the sides and the bottom today and wax them, and then come back on. And I was, Micheline, hey sweet girl, I was going to resin, because we're camping in the Smoky Mountains. I'm getting excited too. And Ronnie and I are hosting this time. And so Saturday night we host the dinner, and so I want to be able to use this. So my plan was to come back after dinner and do just that. Yes, I am going to resin it. Well, guess what? I went to dinner. My husband has gone to South Carolina. So I'm in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. He had to go for a business meeting, so he won't be back for a couple of days. So I'm here crafting, having fun, meeting up with other campers. Thank you, Micheline. And came in just now and was shutting the doors and did not realize that my finger was in the door before I slammed it, my thumb. Probably doesn't look too bad if you only knew how bad it hurt. I think I'm probably gonna lose this nail. See? So my friend Rita had just dropped me off, and she's next door at her sister's rig. So I turned some cold water on, started seeing stars. I called her and I said, can you please come over here and help me? So she did, and made me an ice pack, which is big and bulky. Yes, ouch is right. So I did take an 800 milligram ibuprofen, and it's kicking in some. So I will finish tomorrow the resin. I am going to do a few things tonight. And Home Sweet Create, Jen, if you get my notification that I'm on tomorrow and you're not busy, I hope you'll come on, because I want to show you the bus all decorated up for Halloween or fall. But it's a mess right now because I just threw everything down. So I told you all, I showed you all earlier today a leaf that I had made. I'd gotten these metal leaves, and when I was crafting at another park with some more friends, I had this one says grateful. I had decoupaged both sides. It was just a metal leaf And I decoupage both sides with the napkin and use the burn method. Then today I showed you that I had some more. So 2 of them I've done, and the other one I have a live at 10, but good. I'll make sure it's after that because I probably won't even be up till right when you go live. So today I did this one that says blessed. And I'm just going to lay them on the tables when we're serving on Saturday. I made this one that also says, this one says thankful. It's a pumpkin. So all of these are napkins. And so I've got one more to do. And I think all of y'all have seen this. I know Jen's done it before. But for anybody who may get on, hey Maureen, thanks for coming on, that hasn't seen it done before, I'm going to attempt to do it one-handed so I can keep this one in the water. I use different products. I was just using Mod Podge, which is what I'm going to use tonight, but I also have a couple of top coats that I sometimes use because they're thinner, and what we have discovered is the thinner the layer of what you put on, the better as far as it tearing. So I'm just going to use regular old Mod Podge tonight. I'm going to make it pretty thin, and then I'm going to show you something else I started today that I'm going to try to finish tonight one-handed if I can. Let me get my little brush out of the water. What's everybody doing tonight? And what's the temperature like where you are? It's real comfortable here, but it's breezy. Last night it rained a lot, and it sounded so good on the roof of our motorhome. I slept like a baby. The leaves up here in the Smoky Mountains, you guys, are absolutely gorgeous. They were pretty coming up here. My sister I was talking about today that I met through Crafting Kimberly is sending a group text, so she must not have gotten the message that I was on. Let me close out of that so I can see y'all's comments. Well, maybe not. Sorry, y'all. I feel like an invalid. Oh well. Okay, so now I'm going to take this piece, and I've already cut a lot of the edge off around it. Remember, you have to take all of the plies off of your napkin before you get ready to decoupage with it. And I'm going to just lay it down gently on this leaf where I think I want it, making sure it's all covered. Can you see that? And then I'm just going to tap it. Actually, I need to move it over a little bit because I didn't have enough on that edge. Now I think I've got it all tapped. Okay, so, all covered. So now I'm just tapping to make sure that it's down here very well. Before you do the burn method, you want to make sure that all of your edges are covered with Mod Podge or whatever. You don't want any sticking up. I don't know why. Let me just oh, I know what I'm doing. Use my mouse. Hello. Hey Sherry Walton, how are you? So I'm going to check this and make sure. I'm going to turn it back over and just kind of pull up around the edges. This one has a little bit of the white metal showing, so I need to cover that one. Again, this one has just a little bit. Remember, we don't want it thick. The thicker you get it, the harder it is to lay your napkin down and it not tear. Another method, if you've never used it, is, and this works better, I think maybe not on metal. It would probably work on metal, but is to put Mod Podge or whatever down on your surface that you're gonna decoupage on. Lazy Susan, I miss. I get it, Jerry. I get it. Hang in there, sister. Keep working. You can put your Mod Podge or whatever top coat your, well, I know this works with Mod Podge, and I feel like it would work with any other top coat. Maybe Jen can answer that. And you dry it, or you let it dry. Put it on your surface, not with a napkin, just put that on your surface. Then, after it's dry, you put a piece of parchment paper or tissue paper over the top of your surface. So you would put this down. I would put this piece of napkin on it, dried, put a piece of parchment paper over my surface, then I would iron it, not with steam, just on a warm iron. And what that does is it reactivates the Mod Podge so that it sticks, and it also helps to prevent wrinkles. So you'll see that most of this I have cut off. I think I'm going to cut a little bit more around this edge up here. If you don't cut a lot of the excess off, then when you burn it, it can burn the edges, which is not a big deal on something like this. But I just don't like my edges being all blackened from where I burned it. So I'm cutting this excess off. And now, here's what I have. So now I'm going to light it and hope I don't burn this baggie behind it that's taking care of my sore finger. So I'm going to hold it up, and it will typically follow the path of your object around and just burn off the excess. Sometimes you have to, you know, go in and help it along a little bit. See how it's burning right down by that edge. And what this does is it helps you not to have to cut in between all these little areas, because there's no way I could cut in between all those and get all that smooth. So by using the burn method, it's just burning right up to the edge. That's why you want to make sure all your edges are covered well with the napkin. And then you can take your fingers, or you can take a brush, and you can just kind of wipe off the edges. Okay. So now look. Now if I had tried to cut that, it would have been terrible. Hey Judy Carol, how in the world are you, sister? I was just telling them we're camping, and I came in, Rodney's out of town, I came in and got ready to shut the door and didn't realize my thumb was in there, and I slammed it. And I think I'm probably going to lose my nail. It hurt really bad. Fortunately, a friend was next door, and I called her over, and I was running it under cold water. So another thing I forgot to mention is whenever you're going to decoupage anything, you want to paint it first with white. Why? Because when you take all of these plies off of your napkin, look how thin. So whatever is under there is going to show through. So whether these were like a brassy metal, whether it's that or wood or whatever, you want to have a clean slate, so to speak. Now you'll see I put it back white on the back as well. See how it's got those burn marks from where the fire went around it? No big deal, because all I'm going to do now is do the other side, which will cover all of that up. So again, I'm going to put a light, thin coat of Mod Podge on the surface of this leaf. And this is a quick, easy way to make some really cute decorations. These would also be, these kinds of things would be cute, like if you found some metal Christmas ornaments, or even wood Christmas ornaments, small ones, and put them on packages before you give a gift to somebody. They would make really cute tags, and then they can use them for other things. Okay, so now I've got that on. I'm going to lay this down, try to make sure I've got every bit of it covered well on all sides. I'm going to tap, tap, tap. This also has some veins in this leaf, So I want this to lay flat. Also, another thing you can do when you're decoupaging is you can put a baggie, something like this, or a thin kind of plastic like this over your finger, and then try to smooth it like this, and it will help smooth out the wrinkles. Wrinkles don't bother me as long as there's not a lot of them. That's what I say about my body too. Unfortunately, there's a lot of them. Ha ha. But, you know, I mean, that's what happens when we get older. The wrinkles just start to show up. Dadgummit. But, you know, I'm still on this side of dirt, so that's good. So, as Kathy D. Domenico says, things like this are perfectly imperfect. Which, if you think about it, that's how we all are, right? We're all perfect because we're created in God's image. But we are imperfect in really every way, not just looks. Okay, so I think I have this down well. Hi Antoinetta, thank you for being on here. I appreciate you. And you guys, if you're not following the page, I hope you'll hit follow and turn your notifications on so that you'll know when I'm going live. I'm, again, just cutting off some of the excess so that there won't be so much fire action going on. And tomorrow, I do hope to finish my tray. And then I also talked today in my live about a pumpkin contest that I'm in with my family that has turned into way more than we thought it was going to, but it's going to be fun. And today I had my people on my live guessing who my virtual partner is going to be, because one of the options that our family gave us was that we could have a virtual partner who can do their own pumpkin and send pictures. So I want you all, I want to see if anybody's on here that's in the crafting world that can guess who my virtual partner is while I do this burn on here. We'll see if anybody gets close. This just fascinates me. I just think it's cool. Gotta watch your fingers. And there you go. Let me tap off the edges. You could put bling around the edges. You could put bling in the center. So here is this leaf. Now it's got a little hole in the top that it had a hanger on. It has the little word. What is this one on here? Grateful. So I'm going to see if I can. I'm not sure I can with this hand like this, but I'm going to see if I can thread it through here and tie it off. And then we'll have this project done, and then I can show you my next project, which I'm really excited about. I'm going to take that off for a minute. Let's see if I can thread this through here. If y'all have never been, let me burn this a little bit. If you've never been to the Smoky Mountains in the fall, you need to come. It is gorgeous if we've had enough rain, which really this year we're in a rain deficit, so I'm surprised they are as pretty as they are, but they are absolutely stunning, and they're only going to get prettier hopefully during this week while we're here, because we'll be here for a whole week. Okay, come on, little string, don't make me use my sore finger. Y'all, you know what ooh, it's already turning purple, look, around my nail. I'm gonna lose that nail for sure. What was I saying? I don't know. That's another thing that happens when you get old. You start losing your memory. I think mine's been going for a while. Okay, I'm not gonna put that on there right now, y'all, because it's too hard on my finger. And I want to get this back on ice because it's bleeding again. But anyway, so now you see I have this one that says thankful. And this one that says blessed. And I'll just lay these around on the serving tables when we serve Saturday night. And I have the one I just did, and then this one is one I did a couple of weeks ago. It says grateful. So just simple, this one needs a little more burn. Simple Dollar Tree, Dollar General, anywhere you can find them, little ornaments. Now I did do this one. I'll put a clear coat on them. I'll probably put a mixture of Duraclear and triple thick on them. But that's that. So that's that project. Now the next thing I did was I got this little sign that says Hello Fall at the Dollar Tree. It was just plain wood. I painted it white. I marked off stripes, and I'm gonna stripe it all out, and then I may go back in and put either some gold polka dots or white polka dots or maybe both. I hadn't decided. I did mark it off with a little ruler. My husband actually took some rulers that are bendable, and he cut them in different sizes for me, which really helps when you're doing checks. I have that size. I have this size. I have this size. So I just laid one of these down and kind of tried to measure my stripes. I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I'm getting all kinds of text. So, however, when I started painting, I realized that my tag, one tag says grateful, one says blessed, one says thankful. When I got ready to do my stripes, normally what I do is put a little check mark in each one that's going to be black, but somehow I got off. So I'm going to have to go back and erase, because some of the ones I have marked black are really white. Fortunately, I made my little check marks very light, and this is the reason why you do it, so that if you make a mistake like I did, you can easily erase them and get them off. So, let me show you. I think most of those little check marks in the wrong place I got off. So, I'm going to continue painting on this, the stripes, and then like I said, I'm going to put polka dots, white, and maybe some gold polka dots, and then I too will put a clear coat on this. This could be hung in the middle of a wreath on your door. It could be hung by itself on your door. It could be hung on an inside door, like the outside of a bathroom door. It could be propped up against a wall around maybe a tier tray setting. There's lots of things you can do with these things, but they cost so little, but yet when you use your creative juices, there's so much you can do. So I am going to begin painting. I know a lot of people don't like to just sit and watch somebody paint. So I completely understand if you need to go and want to hang up, that's completely fine. I'm so grateful you came on and spent time with me. And I hope you will hit follow, and I hope you will spread the joy of the video and watch for tomorrow, because I will be finishing the tray tomorrow. And so I'm just going to paint. Sorry. See how I brought everything over the edge there, and even on the inside. It just makes your work look a lot more finished or a lot more high-end. You can take anything really, that you can get your hands on, no matter how cheap it is, and you can make it look very high-end with just a little bit of work and completing your work, not leaving anything untouched or any side unpainted. That's so important. It makes it the difference in, you know, just a so-so craft and something that's really eye-catching. So be sure to wrap. And I do it as I go, because I'm afraid if I don't, I'll forget to go back and do it. And then if I decide to give this to somebody, or if I ever decide to have an auction and sell some things or open up my Shopify store, I want people to like what they get and not just think it's partially done. And I just saw Chris Hunter's coming on. Let me say one more thing for those of you who are left on here. I know by now most of you, if you're in the crafting world, have heard about Beth and Randy with Rekindle Blessings losing their sweet daughter, Ashley. I think her obituary is in the paper today. She has a young daughter. She died suddenly. I don't think we know how she died, but that's really not important. What's important is that Beth and Randy, who are very actively involved in the creative circle and have a very vibrant presence and a wonderful page. They're both strong Christians. They are grieving so badly. So the crafting, some of the crafting communities, the Sparkle Six, if you're familiar with the Sparkle Six, have set up a GoFundMe page. Thanks, Rodney. Set up a GoFundMe page, and I have that on my page shown. The link. Their initial goal was 10,000. They have surpassed that goal, so they have increased it now to 20,000. I haven't checked tonight. But Randy's not going to be able to work for a while. Beth's business, it'll be hard for her business to keep up for a little while they go through this. And so even if you don't know Beth and Randy, which some of you probably don't, I would appreciate if you would at least go look at the GoFundMe page. And if you feel led to and feel like you can contribute anything, no amount is too small. And I know that Beth and Randy will be so touched to know how many people love them and care about them. We're finding out through this how many people that many of us weren't aware of have lost children. I just can't imagine burying a child. Ashley was so young too. Her family, Beth and Randy and family, are in our prayers. Yes, Micheline. And that doesn't need to stop. And if you didn't watch my live earlier, I hope you'll go back and watch it, because having lost both of my parents, I talked a lot about that today on my live, about when we want to do something to help, and yet many of us think, but nothing I can say or do is going to help. And you know what? You're right in one sense. Nothing that you can say is going to help, in so much as it's not going to bring Ashley back. However, just having someone say, I am so terribly sorry, and I want you to know that I'm praying for you. And as I said earlier in my live, if you're not going to pray for somebody, just don't tell them you're going to. It's okay. But if you tell them you're going to pray for them, please, please pray for them. They're going to need strength to get through these next days, weeks, months, even years. The holidays are coming up. I know from personal experience that having a family member not be there for a special holiday when you're so used to them being there, it's awful. And it hurts. So please pray for a supernatural peace that can only come from the God that I know, my God, the Lord. And pray that Beth and Randy and their family can navigate these waters. It's not going to be easy. Ashley leaves behind a 14-year-old little girl. I can't even, I just can't fathom it. I really can't. So I appreciate you thinking about them. I appreciate you praying for them. And I know that they would be so grateful just to know that even people that they don't know have heard about their situation and are praying. And again, if you can contribute anything to help them, it would be amazing. So this water from this bag is now dripping down my arm. And I'm kind of getting everything wet. This is a mess. I need to try to see if I can paint without that being on there, but I think I know I need to put ice on it. So I'll go for as long as I can, and then I may have to stop and put the ice back on. The ibuprofen has helped a lot. I do also have an address for Beth and Randy. If you want to send a card to them, if you'll contact me. I think Chris Hunter put it on her page, maybe. I can't remember if it was Chris Hunter or if it was Kathy D. Domenico with Royal Funky Junk. But one of them, someone said that they asked Beth if they could post their address, and she said yes. So again, as I talked about earlier, getting cards, even from people you don't know, is a blessing. And especially when you get them, like I was talking earlier today about, I've done this a couple of times, and I know some people that have done it where they get a card, they get like 12 cards, and every month they set an alarm in their phone or on their calendar, and every month they send a card to their friend or loved one who's lost a friend or loved one, just to let them know that, you know, I know time is passing, I know it's hard, I wish I could do more to help you, help relieve your pain, but I want you to know that I'm thinking about you, because we all know that once, you know, once everybody has attended the funeral, life has to get back to normal for most people, and so then the ones who lost a loved one are left alone, and it can be very, very lonely. So sending meal cards are a great thing. A DoorDash certificate, Uber Eats certificate. I'm sure the last thing they're going to want to think about is food and cooking and what they're going to eat tonight or tomorrow or even next week. Grief is not fun. And grief looks different for everybody. So the crafting community is a sweet, sweet community that takes care of their own in times like this. And you know what? There's a lot of people that are donating to this GoFundMe page that have never met Beth and Randy, maybe never met Chris Hunter, Debbie Rigg, Kathy D. Domenico, but because we love them and follow them, and because we love Beth and Randy, and some of us follow them, then in times like these, then we go help. We do what we can. I lost a son-in-law who left my daughter and 3 small boys. I'm so sorry, Sherry. Oh my gosh, I'm so, so sorry. It's just hard for me to fathom. I had no idea today when I started this, or when I picked it up, what I was going to do with it, but I think I kind of figured it out. Let's see. Let me see if I can put just a little stripe under here. I think I need one. twine is kind of covering it up. Okay, I think I'll have to do a little touch up with the white. Whoops. I did not get, see, this is why you have to really look. I did not get the inside of this L, and I was about to show y'all how good it looked. But it's not good yet. I'm also trying not to let my black paint touch my white too much. I've done that a few times. Okay, I think for the most part that's done. So there you go. Hello, and now I'm gonna do fall. And then I will do all the erasures of where I messed up. And put the polka dots on. If you all have read any good books lately, seen any good movies, wish you'd tell me about them. I love to read, and I've got a couple books that I've been reading on for a while, but I don't really take much time to stop and read them. But I'm always looking for new books to read. Don't watch a lot of TV, and we don't usually go to a lot of movies, but we did go see Where the Crawdads Sing. I had read the book. I loved the movie. I thought they did a really good job. Sometimes when a book comes out first and then they try to do a movie, the movie sometimes doesn't end up as good, but I thought they did a good job with this. Now I had forgotten some of it, and my granddaughter, I see a hair sticking off here but I can't find it. My granddaughter has been reading the book, and she went to see the movie with me, and she said the other night, she said, Molly, there's a whole lot in that book that wasn't in the movie. And I said, yeah, you're right. And you know, I think if you haven't seen Where the Crawdads Sing and you haven't read the book, I strongly urge you to read the book first, because it will help you understand a little bit better some of the things that are happening. Yes, the movie can stand alone by itself, but it really is better if you read the book. So if you have any good books or good shows to recommend, please let me know. I thought I had all these stripes marked, and now because I messed one up, it's messed all of them up. So now some of the ones that I have, most of the ones I have marked are not the ones that need to be black. So I'm having to really think, which with my finger pounding is a little bit difficult. If you all don't follow Jennifer at Home Sweet Create, I urge you to do so. She is absolutely delightful. She's beautiful inside and out, and as sweet as they come. Jennifer, I got another compliment on my phone case tonight. I've had so many compliments on that phone case, and every time somebody says, did you make that? I say, no, I got it at Amazon. My friend Jennifer from Home Sweet Create told me about it. She had one. Deborah Jed, great book, educated. Do not read cover first, just starting reading book. Oh, the book is called Educated? Okay. Alrighty, ma'am. My friend, sweet friend Deborah Jed that just told me that is vacationing in Myrtle Beach. How's the weather in Myrtle Beach, Debbie? She almost was going to be able to come down here and visit me for a few days. But they've got company coming in, so it's not going to work out. I am using a Zen brush like Debbie Rigg uses on her checks. It's a number, oh gosh, I can't tell what the number is. I don't have my glasses on, so even seeing these lines is a little bit tough. And I'm not doing the insides right now because I'm just trying to get all the outsides done first, then I can go back and do the inside of the letters, but I will finish them for sure. High 70s. Has it been raining or anything, or is it just beautiful? It's really pretty here today too. It was rough yesterday and last night, but it's gorgeous now. Okay, I'll show you what I've done so far. No rain, sunny. That's awesome. I'm glad you're having great weather and a good time. Your hubby's with you, right? Or is it a girls' trip? I forgot. I think your husband's with you. I'm not for sure. So my friend Vicky is in Tampa at the beach. My friend Debbie is in Myrtle Beach, real close to where I have some friends that live. North Myrtle Beach is where they live. And I'm not at the beach, I'm in the mountains. I do love the beach, but I'm in the mountains this time. And I love it here too. Hubby's with her. Good deal. Let's see. I bet your granddaughter's missing you, isn't she, Debbie? If you're not a grandparent, I hope someday you are, because there is nothing like it, I tell you. Our 5-year-old granddaughter, her mother sent Rodney and I a video a little while ago of our 5-year-old doing it. What does she call it? Experiment, I think is what she called it. She was doing the volcano experiment that you do with Mentos and dry ice, and she was so cute. She was standing out in the driveway giving all the instructions, just like she was a scientist. She was saying, you do not touch the dry ice ever. It was adorable. Yeah, I know you FaceTime. It's just not the same though, is it? I bet Lucy's waiting on you to get back. She's probably saying, I'm ready for her to get home. She's been gone too long. Y'all, this is a cool story. My brother-in-law, one of them, floated the river down in Lynchburg, where he and his wife live, with some of his wife's friends that came in town this weekend. Baking soda and vinegar. Yes, that's right, they do. And they were floating, they floated the river, and they said that there were 2 eagles like hovering over them for a good portion of their float down the river. Isn't that so cool? I would love to see that. And then there was another, I forget what other, there was another bird Rodney said they mentioned that they saw. They said the river was absolutely gorgeous. It was the scenery was beautiful floating it. And, but the eagles, I think that would be so cool. When I went on a safari in Africa, we saw eagles there. And I don't know if this is true of all eagles or if it's just ones that are maybe native to Africa. But our guide told us that the eagles that we saw, there was a male and a female, and he said that they are like together for life. They don't like mate with other eagles. They're like a couple. And that when the I think it's just when the female leaves the nest during the day. It may be both of them, but anyway, at least when the female leaves the nest, she is never far out of the male's sight. So I mean, she's not out of his sight at all. He can always like see her. And then when one of them dies, the other one just doesn't have a mate. Isn't that crazy? Stuff like that is so interesting to me. And I guess I still have a hard time understanding how some people don't believe in God and His creation when stuff like that happens. I'm like, how would a bird know who their mate is? And how would a bird know not to get in another relationship, so to speak, when his female friend passed away, or her not get in it? I don't know. I just think it's fascinating. I think it's fascinating. So now I think I'm going to put a little bit up here at this top of this L, just a little bit of a line. No, I'm not. I'm going to paint that over white when it dries. I don't like that. I shouldn't have done that. Ignore that. So now I need to go back and do all of my edges and the inside. This can be a little tricky to try not to get black paint on places where you don't want black paint. I also see that my hummingbirds are gone, so I took down my hummingbird feeders before I left. That was very sad. Love my hummingbirds. And I'm sure you all know this interesting tidbit too, but did you know that hummingbirds, when they leave for the winter, they fly to South America, which that in itself fascinates me because they're so little. The fact that they can fly all the way to South America amazes me. But what amazes me even more is that come spring, they fly back from South America and they will fly back to the very same nest they were in before. Now, last I heard, they don't have GPSs. So how do those little hummingbirds know where my house is and how to get back to my feeders in the spring? Somebody explain that to me. But unless you're going to tell me that it's because the creator of the world, God, created them to know that, then I'm probably not going to buy your answer too much. Again, that fascinates me. I think that is fully a God thing. Okay, so I have a few people on, or at least it shows that on my phone. So if y'all are still on here, say something to me so I'll know what you're doing or what you're up to, and it won't just be me sitting here talking. I really did not expect to get this much accomplished today, but I did. I'm not mad about it. Also didn't realize some of our camping friends were going to be here today, so that's exciting. And Rita, my friend that I called when I hurt my finger, her sister and her husband are here with another couple that they know. They all live in Indiana, and her sister and her husband are parked right next to us, so that's good. I think I hear Rita leaving their rig now. She's staying in the cabin while she's here, so. I don't know that I'll ever get my fingernails in my, oh shoot. Just hit my finger again. No, I did not finish my tray, Deborah. I was going to. That was my intention when I got home from dinner. I don't know if you saw the first part of my live or not, but I was trying to shut the motorhome door for the evening and lock it. And I didn't realize that my finger, my thumb, was in the crease of the door, and I slammed it. And started seeing stars, and quickly leaned over the sink and turned the cold water on. Blood was going everywhere, and managed to reach for my phone and called Rita, who was next door at her sister's. We just gotten back from dinner, and said, can you come over here? And so she did, and she fixed me an ice pack, which I had on my hand, but it started dripping everywhere. So she got me one of my 800 milligram ibuprofens, and I took it, which has helped relieve some of the immense pain. I will lose that fingernail, I'm confident. It's already, even under my red nail polish, you can see the bruise. So it was like it was almost like my fingernail hung in it. I don't know if you can tell a lot right there, but it's pretty nasty. So I came in and I decoupaged the leaves that well, I had already decoupaged 2 of them, and then I decoupaged another one and showed how I do the burn method. And now I'm just working on this. And then I told everybody that I would come on tomorrow and put the jute on the tray and mix up the resin and put that on. I guess I should say, barring being able to do all that with a bum hand. That was rough. Yep, I hear my friend Rita. She may come knocking any minute. I don't think she's getting in her car. She parked right outside our bus. I really wasn't sure I was going to be able to come live, so when she left to go back over to her sister's, I told her I was probably going to go to bed soon. But I'm really not sleepy, and I did want to get on here and at least try to do something with you guys. Debbie, my foot is about the same. I have not been able to start physical therapy because I haven't been home long enough, to be honest. to go twice a week for 4 weeks. So when I get home from this trip, I am going to try to go maybe on Monday if I can get an appointment, and Wednesday, and I'm going to ask them to show me some things maybe that I can do at home, because I'll leave Thursday for Oklahoma City. So, I mean, like right now, it's not bothering me. I'm sitting down. I've got the brace on. I take the brace off at night, and I don't shower in it. I'm going to tell you something. If somebody knows somebody that wants to get rich, if somebody would invent a brace for whatever part of the body that would be substantial, that would not have 10 or 15 different Velcro straps that you have to Velcro across your foot or your ankle or whatever, and it get hung on everything, I think they could really get rich. I have never in my life seen so many straps. And you know, those Velcro straps get hung on everything. And when I went to the doctor about my foot, he said, well, you have a torn ligament, and had you come to me when you first tore it, you would be in a boot. But since you didn't, then we're going to put you in this other thing. And I'm like, so do you think a boot would be better? Because I have been in a boot before, believe it or not. And I'm sorry, but that was just as bad, if not worse. Even the boots have all these Velcro pieces. And, you know, sometimes if you don't get them done just right, they'll catch on your leg or rub against your leg. I hate it. I just hate them. And I just keep thinking, I keep telling my husband, if he would come up with a stringless hot melt glue that truly was stringless, he could be a rich man. And I've told him if he could come up with some kind of, you know, orthopedic device like this that wouldn't have so many Velcro straps, that would be easier to get on. Now, he even had trouble trying to take it off for me the other night. If my husband has trouble taking it off, there's a problem. And he said, good grief, this thing is crazy. And I said, tell me. So I've told him that he needs to invent that. He needs to invent stringless hot melt glue. Then I believe that he needs to invent some kind of adhesive Band-Aid sort of thing that when, I just messed up, put black right in the black, that when you are getting an IV put in, that they could put it over the IV, and then when they get ready to take it out, it would just peel off and not peel half your skin off or the hair on your arm or wherever, that it would just almost be like a Vaseline kind of thing that they could just gently pull back and not have you struggle. When they pull that IV needle out, that stings a little bit. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it stings a little bit. But then when they have to pull the tape off of it to even remove it, you know, they put that tape on to hold it down, and then they come in and they pull that tape off. That can hurt. So I said, you know, if you could come up with just some kind of material that doctors and nurses could use, I really think that, you know, we'd be set for life. We wouldn't have to worry about finances at all, because he'd be a rich man. Not that that's everything, but when you have no money, it becomes everything. We have money. I'm not saying we don't have any money. We're not rich, but according to some surveys of what's considered rich, we are in the top few percent, as most Americans, not most, but many Americans would be. Okay, so some of this is going to have to dry for me to go back and touch up white areas, but I think I have gotten inside. Do y'all see any place I've missed? I think I've gotten inside everywhere. So it looks pretty good. It needs a little work, but nothing that a little white paint can't fix tomorrow. And maybe touch up with some black in some places, but overall I think it's pretty cute for being a Dollar Tree sign that was kind of plain Jane. And I think once I get the polka dots on there and the clear coat on there, once I get all the touch-up done, I think it's going to be really cute. I don't usually do a lot with wreaths. Don't have a lot of like seasonal wreaths. I probably wouldn't use it on a wreath, but I might use it. I hang stuff on my inside, like my inside downstairs bathroom door. I usually hang something on for the season. And then my back door, don't usually put a lot on my front door. Of course, as I told y'all before, we live down the hill in the woods, not near a road. So nobody really sees anything like that. Now the inside of my house, I will decorate like crazy for Christmas. I see a place I missed and y'all didn't tell me. Underneath this great big F for fall. And that would have driven me crazy if I had done something with it and not fix that. Alright, you guys, I'm fixing to get off. My daddy hated when I'd say I'm fixing to do something. He said, no, you're not. You're either doing it or you're not doing it. Quit saying I'm fixing to. But I'm fixing to get off, and I am going to try to clean up my mess. Told hubby you just turned $1.25 into a $15 item. Thank you, Debbie. That's so sweet. You're so sweet to me. I'm gonna get off here, clean up my mess, and probably lay down and hope that I sleep through the night. Doubtful. I'm afraid it's gonna be throbbing some, but could be a lot worse. Remember to pray for Beth and Randy, and lots of other people who certainly are hurting. And I will be on tomorrow. I will let you all know ahead of time on Facebook when I'm going to come on. And I hope you will join me and we will finish the tray and maybe talk about my pumpkin for my pumpkin contest, and might even start painting her. I mean, the pumpkin's going to have to be cleaned first, and probably will paint her white. Well, the back of her I'll paint black. I may paint the whole thing white first, but then the back of her is going to be black. But I need to leave like her eye area white and things like that. So I don't know. I'll figure it out tomorrow. But I will do something tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys being on. Hope you have a great night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Love ya. Bye.